It is a bright day out here, and it is loud. I live right next to the freeway. But I wanted to give you guys a first-hand look at the Vortex Strike Eagle through the glass with the reticle on. I have a target set out at 100 yards. I don't have any experience with scopes. This is my first one, and I think that's what it's intended for. It's pretty friendly on your pocket. I paid 360 bucks. Comparable to the other scopes, it's pretty affordable and practical. I don't have experience, but the guy that sold me this, he did tell me that he owns the Vortex Viper 1 of 4 and that he couldn't tell any difference in the glass, and that he was actually looking to invest in this one. I bought the first and only one that they got, and they hadn't even placed it on the shelf yet when I bought it, but he was happy that I was able to buy it in a sense. But I have a target set out at 100 yards. We're gonna take a look at that. I can't give you guys any insight or anything like that. All I could do is give you a visual, and I hope I'm doing somewhat of a service to you before you buy your scope. Before I bought it, I couldn't find any videos on it, so I'm kind of trying to put this out there for you guys. Hope you appreciate it. And I also have another video up on YouTube of me shooting my rifle that this is going to be placed on. I'm going to put it on a SIG 516. If you guys could go take a look at that video, I would appreciate it. If you guys could give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. I'm going to show you guys the reticle here. When you're pointing at something bright like this, the red kind of goes away, but since the reticle is etched in black, you could still see it. See, the reticle is on. I'm going to turn it off, and you'll still be able to see it. That's off, and you're still able to see it because the reticle is etched into the glass. You turn it on, and you might not notice that much of a difference on camera, but the camera doesn't do it any justice. When you're here live in person, you could really see more detail, more definition in the glass. I'm loving this scope. I haven't yet been able to mount it on my rifle because they didn't have the Vortex mount when I bought the scope. Alright, so that's on at 11 full power, and we're gonna zoom in to the target that's at 100 yards. It's a 12-inch target. That's a 1, that's at 2 right there with the reticle on. You can't really tell during the day, through the camera at least, but if you're here in person you could tell. So that's at 2 with the reticle on, and I'm also gonna show you guys here. Take it back down to 1 power here. If you're looking at a bright landscape like this, you might not notice the red as much. At least through camera, it's kind of hard to tell for me because it's kind of hard to look through the camera and look through the lens. But when you're here in person, it's really clear, and you can really see the detail in the glass. This is a good quality product, and I could just tell by looking at it and the way that it handles and everything. So like, you're in a bright setting like this, and then you'd be taken into a dark area, you'll be really able to see the reticle right there. And I think that's when you'd be able to appreciate the function of the illuminated reticle, because if you were in a certain spot where you needed it, it would come into play, like right here. Very good start right there. Alright, so we are at 1 power. Let's take this thing out to 6 power. I'll try not to distort the angle here too much. Let's see, so that's at 1. That's gonna be 2. And these X's here that you see right there, those are at 20 yards away. Those were placed there by the neighbor so the kids wouldn't run into the cable. So that's at 2. That's at 3. And this control knob here, it is kind of hard. I'll probably throw a lever on there to make it easier for me to use. That's a 3 with the reticle on. You might be able to see the target now. It's a 12-inch paper bright green target that's right around right there. That's at 3. That's at 4. That's the target right there. That's at 4. And here's the difference between the 4, 5, and 6. So that's 4. That's 5. With the target right in the reticle right there. And then take it to 6. That's 6. 5 and 6 are really close together. See, that's 6. See, that's 5 right there. So I mean, that's somewhat of a difference. Let's zoom it back out here to 1. Let's take it all the way back to 6 right there. That's 6, and that's the target. I mean, like I said, the camera doesn't do it any justice. When you're here in person, it looks really, really good. 6, 5, 4. That's 4. That's 3. That's 2. And that's all the way back to 1. Right there, that's at 1. I can't recognize if it's a true 1 power. You guys would be probably better at that than me, but I'll show you guys so you guys could be the judge right here. I'll go up and down this tree right here so you could see. There you go. I ordered the mount online. They didn't have the mount at the store, so I'm waiting for that. As soon as I get it in, I'll take this out to the range and probably practice with it a little bit before I post anything. I will show you guys, however, one more time with the reticle off to see if it makes a difference. So here's gonna go the reticle off. I might take this inside my house and do an indoors, like close quarters type thing. So there's the reticle off right there. We're gonna take it to 2. Reticle off, 2. Right. Reticle off, 3. Reticle off, 4. Wait, that's not 4. That's 4 right there with the reticle off. I was able to compare it at the store too, because they did have the Viper, and me as a newbie, I couldn't tell any difference either, so that's why I went ahead and purchased this one. It was a little bit bigger, that's the only difference that I noticed. So that's 4 with the reticle off. 5 is right there, that's 5. 4, 5, and 6 are really close together. That's 6. So I'll take it back to 4 for you guys one more time. That's 6, reticle off, 5, and 4. So if you would have the Viper, I'm guessing that's what you would be looking at, and then the Strike Eagle would be 5 and 6. There it is. That's on. Okay, and I'll pan it out here so you guys could see the clarity of this glass against this tree. Looks really clear. I mean, if you're here in person, it looks really, really clear. And I'll try to zoom it out here without messing the angle up too much. Give you guys one last chance to look at see this box, how it doesn't show up. I don't know if that means it isn't true 1 power, but it is only about 5 inches away from the scope. It doesn't show up till then. But like when you look at that fence and the sidewalk, it looks pretty accurate. It actually looks smaller. And this does come with a cap. The cap is off. Let me put the cap on so you guys could see. I didn't like it with the cap on just because the ring looks so wide. Let's see here. Here's the cap right here. The cap kind of makes the the ring look wider. I'm gonna throw it on there so you guys can see. But I mean, I guess if you're like out in the snow or in the rain or something, you'd have to use that. I'll probably take mine off since I won't be shooting in different conditions. I only go out on sunny days. But if you're gonna be using this out in the field or something, if your job requires you to use a scope, you might want to have those caps on. That's the front cap on. It makes it look a lot different. That's another thing that when you're viewing these videos, it's kind of hard to judge. I'll zoom it in with the cap on just so that you can see. Let's take it to 6 here. I'll probably take this inside and get an inside shot of the inside of my home. We are indoors at 1 power with illumination at 10. And we're gonna go outside. Illumination is still at 10. It's at 6 power. Illumination at 10. Let's turn it up to 11. Illumination at 11 indoors is a little bit too bright, so we'll turn it to 7. That's 7 in a well-lit room. See if I turn the lights on. That's at 7. Turn it up to 9. You can see very clearly. See the reticle is well defined, and then if you step out into light, kind of the redness goes away, the red illumination goes away, but the reticle is etched in, so it stays in. That's at 11 right there. It's at 9. It's at 8. And then when you go into a dark room, which isn't completely dark, but this is somewhat darker, you need to turn it down even more to maybe, I would say 6 or 5. Right there is at 6. And you could see how you could see it even when you have the light shining through. That's the illumination knob is set to 5 right there, which is in a semi-dark room. And then if you step over here to the light, you could still see it if it's at 5, but once you point it outside, you could still see the reticle, but it's not illuminated. So you'd have to turn it to see if we point it at that tree, it just looks black even though it's on. So then if you turn it to 11 right there, you could see it now. You would be able to see it, but once you hit bright daylight, it would turn black, which is kind of cool. And if the reticle was off, you'd be able to see it like that if it's bright, but then once it would go here, I mean, I guess you still kind of see it. Sometimes when you go into a really dark spot, you can't, it fades away. So it's better to have it on so that it turns red when you get into a dark area like that. Alright, that's it. Yep, so that's it guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you didn't think this was a complete waste of time. I hope I made somewhat of a contribution to you guys' purchase, and maybe I'll save you some money, or maybe you guys could appreciate this for something else. But thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help you out. So have a good day.